Continuing our series of videos on the misunderstood texts of the Bible, we turn our attention to the story of the woman taken in adultery. There are two texts in this story which are misunderstood, and because of such, the actual event and its meaning is lost to most of us. Of interest are two phrases uttered by the Lord. "He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone," and "go and sin no more." At first glance, it appears that the Lord is saying that only a sinless person can stone someone. And later he tells the woman to never sin again. So let's look at the context of these two statements, and I trust we shall find, once we understand them in their context, we will know exactly what the Lord meant. Also, as we read this passage, let's read it like a mystery novel and find the clues that are put there for us to find. And also, let's put some logical reasoning into what is really happening here. Before I start, I want to address the point of fact about this story and settle the matter. I have to mention that this passage is missing from some of the earliest manuscripts on the Gospel of John. Later manuscripts show this story in the margin of that manuscript. And then even later manuscripts show that this passage is incorporated into the text of John's Gospel. But it is thought that this records a genuine oral tradition or historical event in the life of Jesus, and is consistent with the behavior of the Pharisees who so hate Jesus. So I am fine with this being incorporated in the Gospel of John. That being said, let's look at the record of the events in the first 11 chapters in the Gospel of John, chapter 8. But even before we start reading chapter 8, it's worth noting that at the end of chapter 7, the Pharisees were angry that their officers or servants did not arrest Jesus. So, at this point, the Pharisees are anxious to find a reason to arrest Jesus.